The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel teaches us that it's not so much about being super smart with numbers, but more about how we act with money. Part 1. Everyone's money story is different. Imagine two people. One grew up with very little money and another grew up with lots. They will think about money in very different ways, right? What one person thinks is a silly way to spend money, another might think is very important. This is because our own past experiences with money teaches us lessons. Someone who saw their parents lose everything in a stock market crash might be very scared to put their own money in stocks. Someone else whose parents got rich from the stocks might be excited to do the same. Neither person is crazy, they just learned different things from their own life. So when you see someone making a money choice that seems weird to you, remember their story might be very different from yours. Part 2. Luck and risk are like twins. Think about playing a game. Sometimes you win because you're good, but sometimes you just get lucky. And sometimes you lose because you made a mistake, but other times it's just bad luck. Money is a lot like that. Many people who are very rich got a good dose of luck along the way. Maybe they started a business at just the right time or met just the right person. And many people who struggle with money have faced a lot of bad luck. Maybe they got sick and couldn't work, or a big storm destroyed their home. It's hard to see luck and risk clearly. When we succeed, we like to think that it was all because of our hard work. When we fail, we might blame bad luck. The truth is, both luck and hard work play a big part in how much money we have. So it's important to be humble when things go well and not too hard on yourself or others when things go badly, because luck and risk are always there. Part 3. Never enough. The danger of greed. Some people have a lot of money, more than they could ever spend, but they still want more and more. They keep taking bigger and bigger risks to get even richer. This is like being at a buffet with all your favorite foods. You fill your plate, then another and another until you feel sick. Wanting more and more money can make people do foolish things. They might cheat or break rules or risk money that they can't afford to lose just to see their bank account go up. The problem is the feeling of enough doesn't always come when you get more money. Sometimes the goalpost just keeps moving further away. It's important to know what enough means to you. Having enough money for your needs, a little extra for fun, and some savings for surprises can be a much happier goal than just wanting more all the time. Otherwise, you might risk what you have and the need for something you don't really need at all. Part 4. Compounding. The magic of time and patience. Imagine you have a tiny snowball at the top of a big hill. If you give it a little push, it starts rolling. As it rolls, it picks up more snow and gets bigger and bigger. By the time it reaches the bottom of the hill, it can be a giant snowball. Compounding money works like that. It's about earning a little bit of interest or profit on your money. And then that interest starts earning its own interest. It might not seem like much at first. If you save a little money and it grows a tiny bit, you might think, big deal. But if you leave it alone for a very, very long time, like many years, those tiny bits of growth can add up to a huge amount. The most important thing for compounding to work its magic is time and patience. People who get really, really rich from investing often aren't the ones who make the smartest or riskiest bets, but the ones who start early and just let their money grow quietly for decades. Part 5. Getting wealthy versus staying wealthy. Think about a race car driver. Winning a race takes skill, speed, and maybe taking some risks. That's like getting wealthy. But once you've won, you don't want to crash the car on the way home, right? Staying wealthy is different. It's less about taking big risks and more about being careful and not losing what you already have. Many people are good at making money. They might start a successful business or be great at their job, but then they might spend it all too quickly and make risky investments hoping to even get richer and end up losing a lot. Staying wealthy means saving a good amount of your money, not getting too greedy, and understanding that you don't need to keep taking huge risks when you have enough. It's about being a bit paranoid, thinking about what could go wrong and making sure you can survive tough times without losing everything. Being able to wake up every day knowing you'll still be okay no matter what happens in the world is a key part of staying wealthy. Part 6. Tails. You win. Big things happen rarely, but change everything. Imagine flipping a coin 100 times. Most of the time, you'll get a mix of heads and tails. But what if one tails flip was worth 1000 points and the heads was worth 1 point? You'd really care about those rare tails, right? In the world of money and business, most of what happens every day isn't that important in the long run, but once in a while, a huge event happens. Like a new invention like the internet or a big company going bankrupt or a global pandemic. These tail events are rare, but they can change everything for your money. Most of the time, a company's stock might go up or down a little bit, but a few really successful companies will grow so much that they account for most of the profits for all investors. Or one bad investment could wipe out a lot of your savings. Because these big rare events are so powerful, it's important to be prepared for them. This means not putting all your eggs in one basket and saving money so you can survive the bad tails events and be around to benefit from the good ones. Part 7. Freedom. The best thing money can buy. What's the best part about having money? Is it buying fancy cars or big houses? For many people, the best thing money can buy is freedom. Freedom means being able to wake up in the morning and decide what you want to do with your day. It means not having to do a job you hate just to pay the bills. It means being able to spend more time with your family and friends or working on things you really care about. Having enough money in the bank account so that you don't have to worry all the time gives you control over your time. And having control over your time is a huge source of happiness. So when you think about money and your money goals, think about how much money you need to help you get more control over your life and time. That kind of freedom can be worth more than just any fancy toy. Part 8. Man in the car paradox. What we really admire. Imagine you seeing someone driving a really cool, expensive sports car. You might think, whoa, that driver must be so cool and successful. But what you're mostly admiring is the car. You don't know anything about the person driving it. They might be super happy or they might be stressed out trying to pay for that car. This is the man in the car paradox. When we buy expensive things, we often think that it will make other people admire us. But usually, other people just admire the thing and they imagine themselves having it. They don't spend much time thinking about the person who owns it. Understanding this can help you make better money choices. Buying things to impress others rarely brings lasting happiness because people are more impressed by the stuff than by you. It's often better to use your money for things that bring you genuine joy or security, not just to show off. Part 9. Wealth is what you don't see. When someone is rich, we often think of them having expensive things, a big house, fancy clothes, a new car. But that's just what they've spent. The real wealth is different. Wealth is the money you haven't spent. It's the money in your savings account, your investments, the things that are working for you to build more security and freedom in the future. It's easy to see someone's spending, but it's hard to see their actual wealth. Someone driving an old car and living in a modest house might actually be very wealthy because they've saved a lot and invested a lot. Someone else living in a mansion with 3 sports cars might actually be in a lot of debt and not wealthy at all. The lesson here is that building wealth is more about how much you save and invest than how much you earn or how much cool stuff you can buy. Focus on building up the wealth that people don't see because that's what gives you the options and security. Part 10. Save money. Just save. Why should you save money? Some people save for a specific goal, like buying a house or a car or for retirement. These are good reasons, but it's also important to save your money just for the sake of saving it. Even if you don't know exactly what you will use it for yet. Life is full of surprises. Some are good, like an opportunity to start a business. Some are bad, like losing your job or having a medical emergency. Having savings gives you flexibility and options when these surprises happen. It means you don't have to go into debt and sell things you care about when something unexpected happens or comes up. You don't need a super complicated reason to save. Saving money itself is a good goal because it gives you protection from life's bumps and opens doors to opportunities you can't even imagine yet. It buys you that freedom and control we talked about. So make saving a regular habit, even if it's just a little bit from every paycheck. Part 11. Reasonable is better than rational. When it comes to money, sometimes what looks smartest on paper, being rational, isn't what works best in life, in real life. It's often better to do what feels reasonable for you, something you can stick with for a very long time. For example, maybe the smartest investment according to experts is something that makes you feel really nervous and lose sleep. Even if it could make you more money, if you can't stick with it when things get a little scary, it's not a good plan for you. It might be better to choose a slightly less perfect investment that you feel comfortable with, so you can stay invested for the long haul and let compounding do its work. The best money plan is the one that helps you sleep at night and that helps you keep going consistently for many, many years. Don't worry too much about being perfect, rational. Aim for being reasonable and consistent. Part 12. Surprise. The world changes. History is a good guide for many things, but when it comes to money and investing, the future will always have surprises that no one saw coming. Things happen that have never happened before. Think about all the new inventions in the last 100 years, or big world events, because the world is always changing and bringing new surprises. It's important not to put all your trust in the past events perfectly predicting the future. When making money plans, it's wise to leave some room for error and surprises. This means not having all your money tied up in one thing and having some savings. That just save idea again to help you handle unexpected changes. Being too sure about how the future will look based on the past can lead to big mistakes. Humility about what we don't know is important. These are some of the big ideas from the psychology of money. It really shows that managing money well is less about what you know and more about how you behave. It's about understanding yourself, your own biases, and focusing on few key principles like patience, saving, understanding risk, and knowing what truly brings you happiness and freedom. Thank you for watching. Please drop your notes in the comments for others and subscribe for more wealth wisdom.